0 degrees outside. Anyway, I'm burning some oak, warming up my house, and I decided to make biochar. Okay, see that right there? See that coal? Well, that's coal. That's, if I pull that out like this, see that? If I pull that out, which I do, but right now, look, see that guy? That, to me, I see beyond what I see now, because in the garden, under a plant, activated, that will provide lifelong microbes, macro, and millipedes and centipedes and all kinds of nice organic minerals and nutrients to a plant in the garden. So here's what I do. I have a pot like this, and I put the pot with water in the stove, and as long as the flue is where's the flue? Yeah, there it is in, I could actually allow the steam, once that goes into the water, I could allow the steam to go up the flue, and this becomes soaked charcoal. Now, maybe a little warm. It may be a little warm, but all right, so that's charcoal. All right, it's got to sound like glass. It's got to break. It's got to actually, see that? It's got to actually break apart. So then you say, well, that's great. Now what? So then what I do is I hand feed that into a 5-gallon bucket, and there it is. It's a food grade bucket, and it's sitting down here, and I have several buckets already filled. I have more biochar waiting here, and a pan to cool off. I have more firewood right there that I burn, and it's oak. And so with that, I have my own little thing going on. I use gloves to keep my hands from burning. So I have quite a few buckets now, and my intent is to activate this. And how I activate it is taking compost tea and soak this bucket full to the brim. I have lids too. And what I'll do is let it soak for 2, 3, 4 months. The longer the better. And the porosity, which is the like spores or like sponge spores in this charcoal, every little piece, it doesn't matter. Every little piece, it doesn't matter, this is like real estate right here in the garden. So all that nutrients from the compost tea will go in and saturate this like a sponge. Once it's saturated, then it's ready to be, then it's called activated. And activated charcoal is what you want. You do not want to ever use just charcoal. And then here's why. Because it has a purpose as charcoal, as wood and heat, and then coal. Companies make filters out of this. Great filters. You can make fire napping cotton with this. The dust that's in the bottom, this stuff right here, you can actually use it to put it in cotton balls and put it in a dry container for survival and starting fires. But activated biochar is very effective. It's an old Amazonian technique from thousands of years ago, where they took 100 acres and pulled trees down from the Amazon forest, and basically what they did was they burned them, and they let the ashes of the charcoal settle in the soil, and they grew crops for their city, for their civilization. And still today, the remnants, I don't know, 200 feet below the surface now, it's all biochar. It's like depths and width and all below the surface that they used years ago. So, but it's still under a microscope activated. It still has microbes and macrobes and all the nutrients. Thousands of nutrients go inside this thing. What you do not want to do, caution, I say this, you do not want to ever put this directly in a garden or under a plant. It will absorb all the nutrients and deprive the plant from getting any nutrients. So, warning, warning, like on that Lost in Space, warning, warning, the robot would say. Those that are old enough to know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so that's what I plan to do is continue to make my biochar. It's going to be, for me, a tool to teach, like this video, teach how to make biochar. It's going to be a tool for me to use as a bartering, to share with others so they can, I could teach them how to use it in their garden, give classes, trade my biochar for a portion of their garden produce. And speaking about produce, the intent and purpose of the biochar, the activated biochar, I must stress, is to grow, hopefully and willfully, and it's supposedly grow your plants and their fruit, whether it be fruit or vegetables or whatever, 10 times greater, like a watermelon, pumpkin, tomato, grapes, doesn't matter, apples, they grow much, much more heartier, healthier, and much more robust. So you have a greater product, and that's the value of biochar. Until then, this is Papa Joe, and this is my dirt. Ciao.